The UN has declared Syria a civil war zone, and there's talk of a new humanitarian bombing. Al-Qaeda has publicly now, by the thousands, been injected out of Libya, real Al-Qaeda, into Syria. And the general public cannot find Syria on a map. They just know that they hide under tables at night from Al-Qaeda. And you tell them, well, the government's funding Al-Qaeda. They're like, huh? I mean, but why are we giving our rights up? Why are they saying the army has to be on the streets and has to secretly arrest citizens because Al-Qaeda is out there, but then Al-Qaeda works for them in every case in history? The hijackers trained at U.S. military bases. Here's Newsweek. Huh? Hey, the head of the embassy said they were ordered to let Al-Qaeda into the country. They were really CIA. The underwear bomber was put on the plane by the U.S. government. Huh? Ammar al-Awlaki, the head of Al-Qaeda, died secretly at the Pentagon. Fox News. Huh? What's that mean? I want to give my rights up because of Al-Qaeda. Hey, the manuals say nothing about Al-Qaeda. It's all about libertarians, conservatives, returning veterans, gun owners. Do you get it's a corporate takeover using the excuse of terrorism, which they manufacture, provocateur, and allow? Huh? Well, you just keep saying, huh, because it's fun to go, oh, it's popular to like Herman Cain and be conned. It's popular to like Obama. It's popular to like Newt Gingrich. It's popular to get into hating Al-Qaeda and to be a bunch of idiots. While we're busy hearing about Herman Cain and debating whether or not he was having sex with that woman, watching that woman's body language, she's 100% credible. And that doesn't even matter. Herman Cain now admits that he gave her money for almost 14 years, rent money. Oh, because she was a friend. Anyone who believes that is an idiot, a total moron. And I hear all the right-wing hosts endorsing him and saying, I'm sure he was just helping her. He's got such a big heart. Oh, he helped her all right. And helped her get her clothes off over and over again. And he loved helping her so much, and it's quite normal to keep a 13-and-a-half-year secret cash every month to a woman from your wife. I mean, if my wife caught me giving a woman money for 2 months, it'd be, oh, honey, I just felt sorry for her. I was giving her rent money because I love her. I was being friendly with her. And I hear these women calling in going, I like Herman Cain. I believe him. Idiots, wanton. See, once you give in to grand delusions, willful delusions, great delusion, the Bible talks about it, once you train yourself to buy ridiculous lies, you just buy them all. And these people get off on it. They like having their dollar devalued. They like losing their jobs. They like the New World Order. They like checkpoints. They like pot-bellied pedophiles grabbing their children's genitals. They like Jerry Sandusky. ESPN likes covering up, documented reports of children being sodomized because it's just pure evil. All right, I'm going to shut up now. I got, is that Maryland? My eyes must not be as good as they used to be. A little bitty screen with calls on it. I can barely read it. That's Maryland is Highway Patrol in New York. Cole is military in Montana. We got military, a guy in the military, Jerome in Virginia. I'd already given the number out, and then I thought, hey, we're talking about the military arresting citizens, and then you disappear forever with no trial for no reason. And they say they can kill you if they want and torture you or have a military trial, whatever they want. I mean, this is Best in Show. If tyranny was a dog show, this is Best in Show. This is the royal flush. This is the creme de la creme. The cream of the cream. This is the top of the mountain. This is the pyramid summit. This is it. This is Moby Dick of sperm whales. This is the Mike Tyson in his prime of boxers, the Babe Ruth of baseball, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, the humongous of motorcycle gangs, the Elvis of rock and roll. The Jesus of Christianity, the Buddha of Hinduism, not Hinduism, the Buddha of Buddhist, the Krishna of Hinduism. I mean, you sit here and you look at this, and it is so mind-blowing. And And it's happened. And now they're just going to slowly roll it out, and they'll use it on examples of, you know, turbaned brown people, so it'll be okay. Let's hear from Cole. No, who's first? Let's hear from Maryland, who's Highway Patrol in New York. Then we'll go to Cole, Martin, Jerome, Ironhead, and others. What's your view on this? Maryland.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Oh, I'm not doing too good. Everything's coming true like I knew it would, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've been following you for a little bit here, and I agree with pretty much everything you've been saying. Just to let you know, New York police officers, they're brainwashed. Okay, most of them. Not all of us, thank God. They've been drinking too much of the Kool-Aid out of the juice containers that the department feeds them. Hopefully some of them will wake up and stop worrying about themselves and start worrying about the oaths that they took. And one of these days, maybe more of us come around.
Well, Marilyn, you know what happens historically, and I want to hear your view on this. When people only start caring about themselves, everybody else just cares about themselves, and civilizations fall. We're going to destroy ourselves by going along to get along. At a certain point, that's what allows the evil to totally take over.
I hear you 100%, and that's why I'm probably one of the few that don't agree with the Kool-Aid mixing and the brainwashing.
So is there any discussion in the New York Highway Patrol about the military not just being now on the streets everywhere, but arresting citizens and citizens disappearing?
I haven't heard of anything to that respect. I'm former military as well, so I mean I have strong roots, and I'm just disgusted with the way things are going and how people just, like I said earlier, they just worry about themselves, and that's all they care about is their own little bubbles.
Well, the good news is Marilyn Burmis, who's guest host on the show, made some films here with us. He lives in New York, and he knows a lot of police he's friends with, and he says they're starting to wake up. And I talked to a lot of other police, they're starting to wake up. But I mean, what's the line in the sand? Is there, with the Highway Patrol people you know, is there any line in the sand? Will they confiscate the guns if they're told to? Will they go arrest political dissidents if they're told? I mean, is there anything they won't do?
That would be up to the individuals themselves to draw that line in the sand. I know I have my line, and I can only speak for myself.
Okay. Do you ever hear people talk about a line in the sand? I mean, is there any discussion of the way this country's going?
Like I said, most of them are just the brainwash Kool-Aid factor, and mostly what they do is they worry about themselves and their paycheck every 2 weeks.
Well, Marilyn, you're a veteran and a peace officer in the Highway Patrol. I mean, I would imagine, have you thought about what's going to happen if they do try gun confiscation? That is not going to be a very good job to have.
No, it's not. And I'm hoping that my retirement comes before that.
I hear you. God bless you, Marilyn. I appreciate you having the courage to call in. We get some men police officers to call in, but a lot of times it's females. Men have been castrated to a certain extent in this country. I guess it's the new land of the castrated male, home of the Nelly male or something. Let's talk to Jerome, who's military in Virginia. Then we'll go to Cole and others. Jerome, what's your view on all this, this secret arrest, secret detention into Posse Comitatus?
Hey, Alex, how you doing? Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller. To get straight to the point, me and my friends, you know, the guys I serve, we talk about this on a daily basis. And the thing is, I think there's more military people that will not go along with the arresting of citizens and things of that nature. I think more police on that case will, you know, I guess until it starts to be turned on them. But I think the military, a lot of military actually listen to you, and a lot of military, you know, they do follow the orders. But, you know, I think there's now a lot more military people I know that I'm serving with, I think is waking up to the fact that that they are being used as mercenaries in, you know, different regions of the world. And I think if it all came down to it, I believe that the military will side with the citizens, I think, for the most part. And I know that there will be those that won't at the beginning, I believe. But I mean, but I do feel that we're in trouble, though, Alex, as far as that goes. You know, I've been following you for years and been preaching, you know, a lot of the same things that you know, talked about to a lot of people around me in my inner circle and things like that. And, of course, I was told, you know, that I'm a tinfoil hat wearer, you know, I'm a conspiracy theorist, things like that. And now, right now, they just call me Jostradamus, to be honest, because a lot of stuff is coming true. You know, about the gold, you know, the physical gold, give physical silver, everything like that. But the Posse Comitatus is I see it here because in where I'm at in Virginia, I'm really by the big naval bases and things like that, you know, and I see it every day, you know, with the checkpoints and things of that nature, the exercises that's going on, the helicopters flying around, the different, you know, exercises that's going on, you know, around us. So I see it on a daily basis, and I see it growing on a daily basis. A lot of more night operations and flight operations and things of that nature. So,
oh, yeah, there's a major gear up. This is in Stars and Stripes 3 years ago. They said, we're preparing to pull triggers on Americans. It's a new mission for us. We're quote, getting used to it. We're going to build up with a core of 4,000 up to 100,000. And finally, they want a standby force of 370+ thousand. I think it's 379,000. I mean, this is the Army speaking. And it had quotes by this colonel about pulling triggers, and then a week later they pulled that quote out of the article in Stars and Stripes. But, I mean, I've been there. I've witnessed it, and I've got so much family in the military. And it doesn't matter if they're in logistics, in supply, in repairs, or in combat roles. They're all being given the auxiliary training for the first time ever, some of them in 23 years, for riot control, cordoning, barricading cities. And I'm getting chills right now because you can see it. The global banks have taken over. They're going to stage events where it looks like you're fighting a real enemy. They're going to torture people, bring them out, and they'll confess domestic groups. And there's going to be a lot of rioting and stuff as the depression gets worse. And a lot of people, the cops are going to stand down. The military is going to come in and restore order, and that's going to set the precedent. Oh, look, the military's doing a great job. And then they say, those of you that criticize the end of Posse Comitatus, see, you're a bunch of idiots. Look, I can think like the enemy. I've studied them so long. I know how they're going to operate. And it's very simple. Our military men and women are some of the best people out there. I've met them. I know them. My family, you know, right here in Texas is military family. They're good people, but the leadership, it's like Hitler. The average German soldier was brave, moral. Most of them weren't Nazis. But you know what? They were serving evil. I mean, it's kind of like tires on a truck. The tires aren't evil, but when a psycho's driving it and tries to run over people on the street, it's those tires and the bumper that kill people. And the military and the police have to ask that. Are you going to be some mindless machine that does whatever you're told? This is the age-old question. And the story you tell is key. You've got, and I didn't know this when I started out 17 years ago. It'll be 17 years in February I've been on air. In the 17 years I've been on air, the first few years I knew about a little bit of history. I knew about tyranny. I knew about the UN. That was about it. And I was kind of like a libertarian-style Republican, Ron Paul type. And I had no idea, Jerome or Josh, I had no idea that once you were attacked and things came true, people would listen to you. I just knew I had to be attacked because I had to warn people and I didn't care about being attacked. But you're absolutely right. You've gone the last few years from being laughed at to now, you know, they call you Jostradamus. And imagine when more of it, how many talk show hosts have heard me say they're going to get rid of Posse Comitatus and say they're going to arrest citizens indefinitely? I thought that would come after they got rid of Posse Comitatus. They just went for it all. Because most of Congress are crooks that have been part of the scams and the bailouts and the insider bid rigging and all of it. They're crooks. Just like when the cops go to a crook's house, sometimes they pull a gun and say, you're not taking me alive. The Congress has grabbed the military and said, you're not taking me alive, and is pointing it at the public now. This is declaring war. Now, just because they've passed this doesn't mean they're going to be able to implement it. We've got to say no to this. I know this is new, Jerome, but once you tell your buddies about this now, obviously you've been getting the training. Now they announce why you're getting all the training. Again, that's compartmentalization. True intelligence, though, is seeing the manifestation of the training. That tells you what it is without having the secret memo. Now we have it publicly. What are your buddies going to say now that this has happened?